Hello and welcome to our recap and my time with Blizzard games. We're starting off with Warcraft II, the game that started it all for me.
Yes.
And where I started playing this,
yes,
of all places, was the Sega Saturn. True, it was a hit and miss console, but I think it did this game justice.
As you wish.
The Saturn was known for 2D aspects and 2D artwork,
As you wish.
it's shown in the Saturn version. And I do think it was superior to the PlayStation version.
Yes.
And I did play a little bit of that. But anyway, back to the game. What can I say about Warcraft 2? It's the game that started Blizzard. It's the game that pushed Blizzard to where they are now. And to be playing this again for this review, it just gives me that childhood feelings that I had before. I got this, as soon as I heard that music, my brain went straight back.
Your
little
command.
me sitting in front of
Yes.
that big CRT
At your
TV,
service.
playing
Make
it on the
up your
Sega Saturn.
mind.
And I played it from start to
Are
end,
you still
and I enjoyed
touching
every
me?
moment of it. And as soon as we got a PC,
Don't you
which
have
was
a
one of the
kingdom
first games
to
I
run?
ended up getting, along with another
I
game
do
which shortly
have
follow
work to
after this
do.
video.
Join the
What
army,
can I
they
say
say.
about Warcraft 2? The story was
See the
great. It
world,
follows
they
on
say.
from Warcraft War vs. All,
I'd
World
rather
Human
be
vs. All,
sailing.
which is sadly I never played.
My
and
lord,
even now it is
At
a
your
terrible game.
service.
Yeah, Warcraft 2 is still easy and fun to play. The Alliance is now on retreat. We've gone up to Lordaeron and we're helping defend the Alliance from the approaching horde, or that hot on the trails. This time we've sided up with the Blood Elves. Oh, sorry, a High Elves, return Blood Elves later. And the story is really good. And of course you've got the expansion Beyond the Dark Portal, which brings you into Outlands, which you end up doing in World of Warcraft as well. True, the voiceovers aren't as good as they used to be, but the story is still there. And it is very easy to get and play on nowadays systems. You can pick up a copy of this from GOG, cheap as you can get, and you can even play it online, funny enough. And it stands the test of time for a game that is this old. Will I play it from start to finish? Yes, I will. And will I smile with the music that plays? Yes, I will.
Alright.
Will I have fun playing it? Yes, I will. It is a game that I believe everybody should play if they're a fan of RTS or want to see where Blizzard started. And yes, guys, I am an Alliance player, so this is from the Alliance point of view in this mission. I am a boy in blue, so sorry about that for the Horde players. I have respect for Horde players, but I started with the Alliance from Warcraft 2, and since then I have stuck with them. I hope you enjoyed this first clip, and my first little rundown of Warcraft 2. And I'll see you in the next clip, next segment. Thanks for watching.
Azeroth lay among the blackened and charred remains of Stormwind Keep. Those that escaped fled across the Great Sea, bringing tales of the suffering they had faced at the hands of the Orcish hordes. Eager to engage in battle once again, the Orcs constructed ships of war to bear them across the Great Sea. The Orcish warriors yearn for the sounds of battle to fill the air and look to the far horizon for new blood to spill. Using the weapons forged by their new allies, the humans made haste to prepare for the onslaught. While dwarven cannon were being loaded, others armed themselves with elven steel and mail. United in arms with new allies against a common foe, mankind stands at the shores of destiny and awaits the coming of the Tides of Darkness.
Hello, and next on our recap is Starcraft. What can be said about Starcraft has not already been said? It's a sci-fi version of Warcraft. It follows the exact same kind of arc, but the graphics are being improved a lot, even back in the day. Even now, you can see the difference. It's a sci-fi RTS game, and it is one of the best. At the time, it went up against games like Command and Conquer, and I think Starcraft does it better again with a balanced system, gameplay, the aspect, story, which again gets expanded in Starcraft 2. So it wasn't a new story arc for 2, it was just let's carry on for what we left off in the first one, which is good. It shows fans that at the time Blizzard had faith in this IP, and it laid the groundwork for a lot of good story-based games. Again, love, betrayal, drama. Even the cutscenes were interesting, which I will post at the end of the segment. And I'm speechless when I actually think about it. And when I sat down and played this again, just for a quick recap, I remembered when I first booted it and installed it on my PC. I remember the tunes. And even now I remember how happy I was at the time. It was one of them games where I enjoyed, and it was one that started the esports craze very mildly, because Korea, South Korea that is, went crazy for it, and I can see why. It's not a game where you can quickly rush things, but of course people do. I stated in my Starcraft II clip, which is covered further on in this video. And I don't know what else to say about Starcraft other than play it. It was given away a few years now, free, and you now can buy it with 4K, and I think it's actually free now, actually. I'm not sure, because on my Blizzard account I've already had it, so I'm not 100% sure. But should you play it? Yes. It is dated, give it that, but the story, the gameplay is all there, and that's what you want. It's not always about graphics, I know, a lot of people say it is about graphics, but graphics help, but if the story's not there, it's shallow. And I can name a few games, which I'm not going to, that have had amazing graphics, but very shallow gameplay. Is it worth an install? Yes. Can you still play it online? I believe so. I've not tried it, but it's possible to play it still online. Could be, I don't know. Now I'm going to know.
SCP good to go, sir.
But I would recommend giving it a go, even if you want to get the full story behind Starcraft. And I'll let this video play out now for a bit, and I will add the cutscenes into this as the intro cutscene for you guys to watch and see what you think. I'll see you in the next clip. Bye for now.
Job finished. I read you. Orders, Captain? Reporting for duty. Yes, sir. Come again, Captain?
Who's in charge here? Where is the air support?
So, Gerard, I suspect you have a good reason for pulling me away from my duties.
Your vodka can wait, my good Alexei. Come, stand here. You need to see this.
I know all about this Zerg, Gerard. We've all seen the tapes 100.
You've seen nothing. Dissecting a dead Zerg in a lab is one thing. Unleashing them on men is another. You must go into this with both eyes open. Once started, there's no going back. Are you prepared to go all the way with this, Alexei?
Yes. Yes, I am prepared to go all the way, my good Admiral.
Good. Good. I knew I could count on you.
Admiral, the colonist base will be overrun in a matter of minutes. Shall we intervene?
Take us into orbit, Mr. Malmsteen. We've seen enough.
Hello, now on to Starcraft 2. This game came out on 27th of July 2010, and I remember searching online trying to find the collector's editions, and luckily I did come across one. The collector's edition box was pretty impressive because it actually looked like a door opening when you opened the box. It came with an art book, comic, CD track, code for special in-game items, including a little battle pet for World of Warcraft, which was a Mini 4. As for battle pets go, I won't recommend it. It's not very good. But anyway, on to the game. As you can see, Starcraft 2 is an RTS game about resource management, building an army, and going to annihilate your teammates. It can take a little time to get going, as all RTS games do. You have to make sure you've got X amount ready for your armies to build, and sometimes you need to build more than one building to actually get the tech or get multiple units coming out. But overall, it's actually a very well-tuned RTS game. It's extremely well balanced. Each one has like a rock, paper, scissors feel. So there's one unit that will be better than others, and others that will counteract others, if that makes any sense. But as for the game, it still holds up even now, 21 years later. I mean, it's amazing how well Blizzard are capable of making games. And it shows, because even in Korea, this is like the top game. And it's one that spawned the esports genre, which is what we've still got going even now. But sadly, it's a game that has fallen to the wayside, I would say. And it is a shame. I would love to see more on Starcraft 2. I would love for Blizzard to expand the universe, even though playing all 3 DLCs, including Wings of Liberty, which is Starcraft 2, which I might add now, free to play. So after watching this and you feel like playing it, go right ahead to blizzard.com, download it for free, and you can play the campaign from the start to end. But you won't get Heart of the Swarm or Legacy of the Void. Heart of the Swarm comes with a slightly tweaked gameplay aspect. It's more, I don't know, you pick how your Zerglings, as in the alien race, that's what they're called, how you want them to evolve, so you get new units like the Baneling instead of a Zergling. The Zergling is a little small rush infantry unit that actually rushes in and can really annihilate a front line if they're not prepared for it. Where the Baneling, on the other hand, is like a little Zergling with a big green ball on its back full of acid, and that just rolls in and just blows up and creates an acid field which can annihilate frontline inventory, that's the word. A bit tongue-tied today. But as StarCraft goes, units wise, it's kind of the formula. You got ground people in blue power suits for the Terrans. You got your tanks. You got your mechs. You got your air support, which you can see me building an air dome right now. And yeah, it's just one of them games that we could easily lose yourself if you're after a story-based game. And the online matchmaking is actually quite good because they give you a tutorial, and when you're playing against AI, it kind of governs your skill level. So in theory, we'll see about that. That when you try playing online, it will matchmake you with people of similar skills. So if you're into base rushing, so you get like the basic materials up, and you just want to spam the base with a load of infantry or grunts, we'll go with them, then you could do that, and then it will try and work out your skill base from that. Or you could be a bit like me, which I think they call turtles or tanks, or one of the two, is where you're more slower, but you focus more on a mixed bag of forces. So instead of having one type, you tend to focus a bit more on your normal soldiers, your grunts, then you get your vehicles, and you get your air support, which is, I think, is better. But of course you have people that will just rush in, do a Zerg rush, as they would say, just get a load of Zerglings and just go straight to your base, and if you're not prepared for it, they can just wipe you out. But it's a game, it's like any other RTS game. You start with it, you slowly work your way up with an army, and then you go off and annihilate your teammates. It sounds basic, I know, but welcome to RTS games. But what makes Starcraft 2 stand out is the story. The story is what makes it one of the best. Unlike games like Command and Conquer, you fight one faction and you lead to victory. There's not in this. There's more story. There's more drama. There's more love. There's more character building, and you actually feel it from some of the characters and some of the choices you'll make when playing Wings of Liberty and later on in the other expansions will affect some of the outcomes. And even now, I still think the story is pretty well done. I don't know what much else to say about this game other than that I would recommend playing it, and I do hope this year's BlizzCon, Blizzard do something for Starcraft. I know they've teased the skin for Reinhardt for Overwatch, but Starcraft needs more than that. It needs more than just a skin. It needs to come back. RTS games are slowly dying out, and that is a shame because they are the staple of PC gaming. And without them, it's just going to be a bit just turn-based RTS games, which are fun, don't get me wrong. I've played a few of them, games like XCOM and Civilization, but real-time strategy is where the fun is. I mean, a lot of people have that negative feeling, real-time strategy is easy, all you got to do is build one. Yeah, truly it has that, right? But a truly unique RTS game like Starcraft, and I will name another one, Homeworld, are all built on story-based aspects. And a good story in an RTS game can grip you and pull you into it. I just hope, and I really hope I can predict right that Blizzard are doing something for Starcraft this year. At least some kind of tease. But I got a feeling that all it's going to be is a skin. Or some kind of cosmetic item for Diablo. Or more pets for World of Warcraft. Or, like I said, the skin for Reinhardt. But let's hope it's not. And let's hope that Blizzard know what they're doing and they do this game justice. And I'll leave it at that, and I'll let you watch the rest of this little battle play out and see what you think. Bye for now, until our next segment. Hello, and this is our recap and rundown of World of Warcraft. I was going to do two videos, one showing Classic and one showing Retail, but I thought I'd just do the Retail one because I feel like I'll be repeating myself, and nobody likes to watch a video where somebody's repeating themselves. So here we go. This is World of Warcraft, our recap and a little rundown on the game. How would I feel Retail WoW and Classic WoW is? I've enjoyed Classic, right? But I've gotten to the point where the game was fun, but I'm ready for Burning Crusade. And with the leaks or hints that have been dropped today on the 18th of February 2021, there is talks that Burning Crusade will be revealed at BlizzCon this weekend. But I've kind of already known that. Is Classic WoW ready for Burning Crusade? Yes. Is everybody ready for it? Yes, they are. As much as people have enjoyed raiding in Classic, they are slowly wanting to move on. And to me, my true experience for World of Warcraft started in the Burning Crusade. It added such more balance to the game which was required. Druids became a lot more usable. Paladins became a lot more usable. And same with Shamans. Speaking of Shamans, it was also the expansion where the Alliance finally got them, when the Dorenites came. I at the time wasn't too much of a fan because I was always wanting the Blood Elves. They should have been on the Alliance, and in later expansions, namely Legion, pre-Battle for Azeroth, they added the Void Elves, which is an offshoot of the Blood Elves. And now, in Shadowlands, you can now change the skin of your Void Elf or Blood Elf to make them look identical. And being that you can chat cross elves, you can interact with the Horde. Anyway, back to Retail. I sadly stopped playing halfway through Battle for Azeroth. Something about it didn't make me feel like I was enjoying WoW anymore. It felt more like an action RPG when I'm paying for. There wasn't much requirements to group up with people. There wasn't much reason to group up with people because all the quests could be done together. It's like if somebody hits a mob, you go hit it, quest mob's gone. Where before you had to wait. I can see why they did this. Perfectly understandable to stop people from queuing. But it's not the game I grew up with. And as for Shadowlands, I sadly do not know much about this game. I've heard mixed opinions on this expansion, but until then I cannot pass my judgment. I just hope people are playing it or enjoying it or voicing their negative opinions. But as for the current state of Retail WoW, would I say I go back to playing it? I don't know. I am more interested in playing the Burning Crusade because to me it's still an RPG. The leveling system, that's what hurt the most for me in Battle for Azeroth, the scaling system when they bring it in. I can understand from a developer's point of view, I can understand why they did it, but as an RPG player it doesn't feel like you're progressing. It just feels like, oh, you've hit just to give you a bit more challenge. But as I walk around Retail WoW, I find myself at this king's grave. Is it time for the king to pass on? I am speaking about World of Warcraft here. Is it time for it to pass its crown to somebody else? I like to say yes, but I also could say no. Because WoW has seen so many competitors try and take its crown. And so many more to come. But should it pass on? I think so. But I don't think so. It is hard to explain why. The game has improved a lot graphically. The shadow effects over Classic, the terrain, the draw distance, everything. It has improved a lot. But gameplay wise, sociality, I think it's losing that. And it needs to bring it back. And as I said earlier, as I approach this king's grave, it leaves me on one thought. Should WoW die? I don't know. But I'm sure BlizzCon will reveal some kind of future coming to World of Warcraft. And I hope more info on this new Starcraft game. As I said in my Starcraft video, I don't want it to just be skins. It needs to be something new on the IP. Well, this is Originaloon for our recap. Signing out. Take care, everyone.